Please have your journal and a pen nearby, and letting yourself be very comfortable in your seat, assuring that you are not going to be disturbed, relaxing now, letting everything that is not of this now moment, letting it go, letting it float on like clouds going by. Allowing your eyes to fall gently closed if you're willing. Ancestresses, we ask permission to hold this moment in this way on this land. Guides and guardians and elementals, we welcome you into our awareness, and we are so grateful for your presence always. And breathing at your own pace, softly and easily. You are an eternal spirit, experiencing for a moment your human place in the river of time, in this human realm. You're aware of your present place in the river as your consciousness is focused here. You know your name, your body, your history, your relationships, where you live. But you know that the entire river of time also exists at once, as does the infinite ocean that holds all that is, was, and ever will be, into which the river of time is continually flowing. Everything that is, was, and ever will be, the river of time is always there. You can remain where you are, or you can expand your awareness to move to other places in the river of time, other times, other versions of you. All of them are real in a universe of infinite possibility. There are infinite versions of you. All of them are true. All of them are exactly as they should be. Yes, you are aware of your present place in the river of time with the name you have for now, the body you express for now. But you also know that as an eternal being, you can drop in to the river at any time, any point, with your expanded perception. All time is happening now. All events, situations, and possibilities are real. All your imaginings, all your dreams, wishes, intentions, goals, hopes, and plans are happening now at some point in the river of time. You have lived many years. You have changed many times. There have been many versions of you in this human realm, in the river of time. All of them are good. All of them still exist. And yet you are different now from who you were when you were a child. You're still you, yet now you are so much more. And as much more as you are now than when you were a child is nothing compared to how much more you are in the point of the river of time we call the future. But the future is not some imagining. In an infinite universe, all possibilities exist, are real, are happening now. And we create here and now with our focus. We magnetize other realities to this realm with our intention and with our attention. We are not swept down the river of time with no control. We can step in, we can step out at will with our awareness, our perception, our intention. Let us do this now. Letting your eyes remain comfortably closed, comfortable in your seat, being with these thoughts, for they are as real and true as the place in which you sit. You are outside in a meadow on a lovely day. Green trees in the distance, branches waving a greeting to you. You sense the beautiful elementals all around you in the meadow, wishing you well, holding you in beauty and appreciation. The sun warms your shoulders. The clouds feel playful overhead. You catch the whiff of a fragrance of star jasmine on the breeze. You see a path through the meadow and it calls you. Off in the distance is a river flowing gently, some stone steps leading down to the bank. You head down the path towards the river, easy, and you feel comfortable and happy with this free time to yourself. You come to the stone stairs that lead down to the river, and you put a foot on the first step down, feeling relaxed and happy and comfortable. Another step down, a gentle and joyful anticipation to be nearer the river. Another step down, your muscles feeling strong but soft. Another step down, peaceful awareness growing easily. Another step down, you see the river before you. You can magically see both far up the river and far down as it flows to the ocean. One more step and your feet are on the grass and the river a few feet away. Standing there near to the bank, you notice how beautiful everything is. All is bathed in a glow. You are at the perfect place in the river, a beautiful spot that seems made just for you. You know that this is the river of time. As the river flows past you to your right, you realize that to your left, from where the river is coming, is what they call your past. Where you are along the bank is your present. And to your right, where the river is flowing, is what people call the future. But you know all time is happening now. The entire river of past, present, and future exists now. You can see what people call your past self at points in the river, to your left, up the river. You see yourself 5 years ago. Think of the age you were 5 years ago, what you were doing, where you were living, what your life was like. You see yourself as you were. The river of time is always there. All time is happening now. All events, situations, and possibilities are real. You look further up the river and you see what people call your past self 10 years ago. Think of the age you were 10 years ago. Think of what you were doing, where you were living, what your life was like. You see yourself as you were. The river of time is always there. All time is happening now. All events, situations, and possibilities are real. You look even further up the river and you see what people call your past self 20 years ago. Think of the age you were 20 years ago. Think of what you were doing, where you were living, what your life was like. You see yourself as you were. The river of time is always there. All time is happening now. All events, situations, and possibilities are real. You look even further back up the river and see what people call you as a young girl, where you were living, what your life was like. You see yourself as you were as a young girl. The river of time is always there. All time is happening now. All events, situations, and possibilities are real. You easily remember these things because your human memory has the events of your life recorded, cataloged. But the river of time is complete and always moving, the infinite ocean of all that is, to which the river of time continually flows, holds everything. Everything that is, was, and ever will be. The river of time is always there. You can drop in at any point with your perception. All time is happening now. All events, situations, and possibilities are real. Very gently, you come back to yourself at your present point in the river of time. It's lovely here. But what may be downriver? The river of time will continue to move, and you with it. And you are becoming more and more radiant and yourself. Just as you are more radiant, wise, and full now compared to how you were when you were a child. Just so, down the river of time a little further is another version of you, your even more radiant self. You gaze at the bank and you see a small boat with oars there you hadn't noticed before. You decide to float down the river of time to see your possible future. You get into the little boat and you begin your journey down the gentle river of time to see something some people call the future. It is happening now, and so are you. Presently, you come to a place so lovely. On the bank, you simply must stop to see who lives there. You bank your boat and step onto the soil, making your way to a dwelling. This is a house you would like to live in. This is a place you would like to call your own. You gaze around and you see what is there. You see things that you love. You see a landscape you love. You see a dwelling you love. You notice details about it. They are very clear to you. You feel happy to be in this place. You look around and you see everything. You take a few steps closer and you see through a window a lovely woman writing at a desk. She turns her face to gaze out the window and you see, oh yes, of course, this woman is you. You in 5 years, down the river of time, of course. She sees you too, and she smiles. She knows who you are. She welcomes you into her beautiful space. I've been waiting for you, she says. She makes you comfortable and pours you a cup of tea. So much has happened in 5 years, she says, and she begins to talk about her life, your life, in the next 5 years. We have stepped into an even more radiant, beautiful, wise, and powerful self through our own agency, our own wisdom, our own intention. She, yourself, tells you yourself. Today, we will remember the things you've done. Today is the day you remember to live these truths of yours and trust yourself. Today is the day you remember your calm confidence, your peaceful joy, what it is like to be your most radiant self, you, the presence of a beautiful, powerful, wonderful, timeless, wise woman. Your presence. Your future self looks vibrantly healthy and youthful, strong and comfortable in her body. And softly she begins to tell you what she has done, how she has lived, moved, eaten, taken care of herself to arrive at this place. In this quiet space, you hear your vibrant self speaking these truths. You remember everything she says, everything your radiant self says about health and taking care of yourself. Your future self looks happy and in love with life. Softly, she begins to tell you how she has loved, how she has treated people, what her boundaries have been. She tells you about her compassion, her beauty, the loving relationships in her life. She begins to tell you who she has been to arrive at this place of loving relationship in her life now. In this quiet space, you hear your happy self speaking these truths. You remember everything she says, everything your happy self says about being in wonderful relationship. Your future self looks prosperous, abundant, secure, and comfortable. Softly, she begins to tell you how she has magnetized what she needs and wants, how she has managed her finances, what she has done to manifest money and all other forms of abundance and security into her life, who she has been to arrive at this place of prosperity and abundance and security in her life now. In this quiet space, you hear your prosperous self speaking these truths. You remember everything she says, everything your prosperous self says about abundance and security. Your future self looks like a confident woman engaged in a mission important to her. Softly, she begins to tell you what she has focused on, how she has worked, what discipline she has maintained, who she has decided to be to arrive at this place of fulfillment in her work, in her mission here on earth. In this quiet space, you hear your self-actualized self speaking these truths. You remember everything she says, everything your fulfilled self says about fulfilling your mission. Your future self looks calm and composed. Her space looks beautiful and comfortable to you. Softly, she begins to tell you how she has managed her physical space where she lives, how she has kept her environment, how she has managed her lifestyle with grace and beauty and joy, peace and comfort, who she has decided to be to arrive at this place of the perfect lifestyle for her life now. In this quiet space, you hear your calm and composed self speaking these truths. You remember everything she says, everything your wise self says about creating the lifestyle perfect for you. She comes to a graceful conclusion, and you two sit in companionable silence for a bit. She reaches for a sparkling jewel on her desk to give to you as a memento of your visit together. The you will be in 5 years. The you are now. You receive the jewel she places in your hands. On the jewel you see is etched a single word. This is the word that will inspire you for the next few years to create the life you already know is yours. And you gaze gently at that inspiring word now, and you make it your own, a part of you. You look up at yourself. Thank you. You tell yourself, thank you for your power, your grace, your beauty, your good heart. Thank you for the work you've done to get here. Thank you. To myself, thank you for myself. She tells you that she will see you very soon, and you say the same to her. Your voices blend into one. There is only one of you. Gently, you rise, take your leave. You return to your boat. You begin to row back to your present moment along the bank. You step out onto the bank, taking your jewel with you in your pocket. You see the stone steps ahead going up. You feel happy and light. Your foot on the first step, feeling free, feeling joyful. Taking another step up, even lighter now, happier, more confident. Going up the steps, up, feeling strong, purposeful, knowing your life has great meaning, knowing you are living a great reality, magnetizing beautiful things, choosing the best for yourself in every moment. Going up the steps, back now, at the top of the steps, back now at the meadow that is your life, the green trees in the distance at the edge of the meadow, once again, waving to you in greeting. The beautiful elementals all around you as you walk the path back, they are wishing you well. And they hold you in beauty and appreciation forever. And the sun again warms your shoulders. The clouds are still playful overhead, beckoning you to run with them. The star jasmine on the breeze, once again blessing you. You walk your beauty path full of purpose, deeply meaningful to you. You matter in the world. Everything you do matters, and you live each day in peace and consciousness. The river of time continues on, and you are one with it. All is well. Ancestresses, we thank you for your wisdom. Guides, guardians, and elemental beings, we thank you for your continued presence and support and beauty. We are so grateful. Wiggling your fingers and toes, stretching your body, coming back to the space of the here and now, feeling strong and peaceful and powerful. You are your most radiant self right now, right now. Breathing easily. When you are ready, reach for your journal and pen and set down in writing what you recall of your conversation with your most radiant self in 5 years. Blessed be.